Recently in Loveland, Colorado, there was a situation, and this one is hard to watch. I have a video on it. I'll show you just a little bit. And the situation is there's an elderly lady. She's 73 years old, and she is apprehended by police in Loveland, Colorado. And in this situation, she was at a Walmart, and she had walked out the door with about $13 worth of merchandise. What you don't know is that this lady, who's 73 years old, this happened in June of last year, she has dementia. So, and as you know, people with dementia, they're in the moment. They don't know if they paid for something. They're not going to know. They may even forget why they're in the store. They're not going to remember that they have something in their hands. They won't remember sometimes if they ate. So people with dementia, they're going to forget. This is how it is. And so she was in the store. She walked out, and she probably forgot that she even had merchandise in her hand. So she walked out with a couple of merchandise. So some employees at Walmart went outside and just stopped her, led her back to inside the store with the merchandise. And she wanted to pay for the merchandise. They didn't allow her to. And they took back the merchandise, and she left. They did call the police. So the police went to the scene. And so before I get going into this video, because this situation is emotional for me, and it's going to be emotional for a lot of you. But this is not a video where I'm going to bash the police. It's not going to be that kind of video. And I'm not going to bash this lady. Just telling a neutral story, because police do so much good. They do so much good. The good outweigh the bad, some of the bad that they do. Not that you can excuse the bad. You have to be accountable for the bad. So it's not that kind of video. And I could tell you stories of experiences that I've had with police that have been amazing. I can go both ways, but I can tell you stories that have been amazing. So this is not a bash the police video. This is not that situation. This is a video about what do we learn from this? What perspective, what can we bring to this? What can we learn from this? How can we get through this? This is what that kind of video is. It's not about bashing people. So, police officer came, and I think I have his name written down. I think his name is Austin Hopp. And he approached her. And when he approached her, she wanted to keep walking. So he warned her, you don't want to do this kind of talk. You don't want to do this with me. You don't want to do this with the police. You don't want to resist, this kind of talk. And then he apprehended her. She's still resisting. And I call it resisting, but it felt like she's just confused. She doesn't know what's going on. She just wants to get home. Like I said, she's older, dementia. This lady's real small. She might not even be 5 foot tall, not 100 pounds. But, he takes her to the ground. He injures her, or other police come, they injured her. She has a dislocated shoulder. Her arm is fractured. I think she sprained her wrist. So, these injuries occur. And when I heard about this, it was so disturbing. I don't want to keep watching these. I don't want to keep getting into these, but to think about this one, it just affects all of us because we all have a mother, right? Or a grandmother, someone we know that's in that age range. And when you think about that person at age range, you think like, what could they do that's so bad that when a police officer comes, they get all these injuries, fractured arm, dislocated shoulder, sprained wrist, have to be taken to the ground. What situation can occur? No weapon, no nothing. What situation could occur? I'm asking myself that these kind of injuries would happen to an elderly lady with dementia. So I had to find out. So I read it and I watched the video, and I didn't want to watch the video. The video's hard to watch. And it's not just hard to watch because of the injuries that this lady sustained. And I'm going to show you the video in just a little bit. It's only a 2-minute and 12-second video. But for me, what's hard to watch is the police officer's attitude. Austin Hopp, I think that's his name, who's doing the arrest. That's what's hard for me to watch. And it's not that he is barbaric. It's not like that. Like you've seen situations where people are just barbaric and they're just out of control with their energy and they're just losing their temper, those kind of things. It's not that kind of a situation. He didn't lose his temper. He's not out of control. It's a situation where he's making choices. He's viewing this situation in front of him, and he's making choices about this situation, thinking these are the right choices. Like it's okay to injure this person because she's resistant. She didn't stop when he said stop. So now he has permission to hurt her. She's still resisting. She's confused. She has dementia. She's still resistant. So he has permission to do more injuries, like put her hand up behind her back. So she's injuring herself. She's getting injured. They hogtied her and they put her in a car. I mean, this goes on and on. It's like he's giving himself permission based on what he's seeing. And like I said, he's not out of control. He's in control. But he's giving himself all this permission as if this is what's required in this situation. And he's saying it. He's talking because they have a camera. So he's talking and he's saying and justifying, you're resistant. This is for safety. This is what we got to do when you resist. I mean, he's saying himself to all this stuff. So in a sense, he's doing it by the book. But in another sense, he's not really looking at the situation and deciding what's needed. And that's what's interesting about this situation. Like there's a longer video out there. There's a video out there that's 30 minutes. And I think there's even a video out there that's 59 minutes. And I watched most of the video that is about 30 minutes, but I'm only going to show you 2 minutes. And as I'm watching this video and watching him in particular, he's huffing and puffing like he just took down a criminal, like somebody who did this great crime and he chased them down and, did this big thing, And then when the other police officers arrive, I think it's his sergeant, he's telling the story, he had to take her down. She resisted. He had to take her down to the ground. There's like this pride in his voice as he's telling this story that he took this 73-year-old lady who's probably under 5 foot tall, under 100 pounds, who doesn't even know what's going on. And he took her to the ground and he's telling his sergeant, this is what he had to do because this is how tough he is, that kind of thing. And that's the saddest part of the story. I know this lady got injured, and that's sad too. And that's going to get handled. But the fact that this person that's on the police department is conducting himself this way, just not having understanding, a true understanding of the situation, is confusing. That is confusing. And I'll tell you, it is a black eye and a slap in the face to many of us, and it hurts many of us to our core. For example, most police officers that you know and you see, and I've said it before, they're amazing. They take real risks. They make a difference. You know, I had a situation once where my son was in a car accident, and they took him to the hospital. And the injuries wasn't serious, but they took him to the hospital. They had to be sure. And the police officer on scene went to the hospital just to see my son if he was okay. That was powerful. That was powerful. He didn't have to do that. He came to see if my son was okay. These are the kind of police officers that are out there. But then you have this person, and it feels like it's a training issue. I mean, when I watched him, it felt like I've seen police officers, and they're very competent and confident and experienced in what they're doing. I've seen that. Now, some in their confidence, they make decisions to overdo it. They'll do that, you know. But this one just seemed inexperienced. Like, I don't know, like, how long this person was on the force, on the job. I'm not sure. I like to know that. But either way, it doesn't matter. He just seemed inexperienced to me as he approached this person, this elderly 73-year-old lady who weighs nothing. And the way he dealt with it, the choices that he made were wrong. So these type of choices that he made is a slap in the face to police officers. Police officers who wear that uniform with pride. Police officers who do real work out there, who are really risking their lives, or who are really making a difference, who are really impacting citizens. One time I was pulled over. I had a light out or something, and this police officer pulled me over, spent 30 minutes trying to help me fix this light. These are the kind of police officers that are out there. And it makes me a little angry, and I try to keep my emotions separate, but it makes me a little angry when you have somebody like this person who just taints the work, the hard work that police officers are trying to do. It taints them all. They all get a black eye for this. Regardless of how good they're doing or not, they all get a black eye for this act, for this immature choice that this person made. Not to mention how the rest of us feel, how society feels, how this country feels in general because of this. We all have mothers, grandmothers. Some are sick, some are frail. And just to think that there's a police officer out there, one, that feels that this is how you approach an elderly lady. Even if she was resisting, even if she didn't have dementia, this is the best that you can do? To me, this is inexperience. To me, this is training. Not even training in that the police department, because I'm not saying that. I'm saying just this person's training or this person's mindset. It's almost like, you know, because people get into jobs for different reasons. Like, you know, like a police officer may get in a job because they are motivated to make a difference. They want to make a difference in their community or whatever their reasons are. But it's like this person, it's like, why are you a police officer? You just want to play police officer because you've seen him on TV? What? There's something lacking in there with this person. That doesn't represent that police department. That's this person. But we all take the hit because we all feel the pain from this. I feel the pain from it. There's not a person that's going to approve what this person did. There's not a police officer in this country that's going to support and approve how this person conducted themselves with a 73-year-old lady. There's not a person out there that's going to. Even people that don't say anything, they're not going to support that. Police officers aren't going to support that. You know, they might even silently or publicly, you never know what police are going to do, view this person as a coward. I'm not trying to name call this person, but I'm just saying this person doesn't represent that badge. This person doesn't represent that uniform. That's not what the police are about. Arresting, brutalizing, hurting elderly women because they accidentally shoplifted at a Walmart. Police aren't about that. They're not like that. They're not like this guy. But the Loveland police chief did something amazing. And the mayor spoke up as well. The Loveland chief, and I don't know his name, he fired him. They fired 2 people, but he fired him. He took action. He took accountability. That's what we need in these situations. We need accountability. I know people want to blame the whole department, but I don't think it is the whole department. I think it's this guy. But it sets an example. Accountability. That's what the chief did. And the mayor spoke up too. I don't remember exactly what the mayor said, but the mayor spoke up too. And they're creating accountability in these situations. And it's an amazing thing because it does 2 things that I can think of right now. One, it establishes leadership. The direction that we want to go or not go. It establishes leadership in this situation. It needs to be done. And 2, a leadership and accountability. That's what it establishes. Leadership and accountability. But also, just as importantly, you know what it establishes for all of us? Whether you're in the uniform, and I've never been in a uniform, but I'm just saying, whether you're in the uniform or whether you're a citizen, you know what it establishes? Healing. It heals us because it's so painful to watch this person who seems so experienced, it doesn't seem to understand what they're doing, brutalize an innocent person in this way. And so we're hurting right now. We're suffering because of it. But that the mayor and the chief stepped up, what it does establishes healing. So I'm going to show this video. It's only a 2-minute video. But it is disturbing. These guys are watching the video and they're laughing about the arrest, these officers. This is disturbing as well.
No. Okay. Stop. Come on.
These are the bruises and the injuries. Like I said, hard to watch. So she's suing. She has a lawyer. They're suing. The family's suing. So the three officers.
Police department has always been to make our community proud. We failed. We are very sorry for that.
So that was the video. That's just the short version of it. And I forgot to tell you that there were police officers laughing when they saw the video, which is so disturbing to be that immature about this situation and non-caring. But that doesn't represent the vast majority of police officers out there. It's just, so I can't say that enough. So curious what your thoughts are, what your take of it is. You don't have to agree with me or not. You know how I am. You do not have to agree with me. It's not about that. But if you have a perspective you can share with us and teach us, just let us know. And I'm not looking to bash police. It's not about that. Or to bash the young lady. It's not about that. I'm just looking to take a different angle where we're just kind of helping each other get through this. Whether we have a story we can tell just to get through it, or without bashing police or anything like that, because we do need police. But I love that there's this communication with the chief. He spoke up. He's taking accountability. That helps us move forward, because that's what we have to do. We have to figure out how to move forward in this situation. So peace and hope, everyone.